3-1 across America, coast to coast. 25 states are writing legislation on the last of 10-7. Controversial with whom? Those who support the laws versus those who don't? Law keepers over law breakers? Well, you know, the candle of liberty has always been kept lit by vigilant few. I understand that. It's disappointing that one is attacked for simply demanding we as a nation of laws protect our borders, secure our borders. And it's kind of interesting, you know, these sanctuary policies you hear about, California has many of them. They're illegal. Under 8 U.S.C. 1644, 1373, they're actually illegal. It's illegal to have a sanctuary policy. It's illegal to restrict law enforcement of the law. And the states have never been preempted from enforcing the law. Never. If Congress had wanted to preempt the states, they could have used their plenary powers. They have never done that. Never done that. There has never been a preemption. The courts have ruled the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, you know, one of the most prolific on this issue of recognizing states' rights to enforce these laws. Enforcement is not a regulatory provision. It's an enforcement provision. And states have inherent authority. Not delegated, but inherent authority to do that. It's kind of interesting that your president,
not mine,
our current president, for the first time in the history of the United States, has sided with a foreign government to sue its own citizens. Sanctuary policies are illegal. You'd think he'd have done something about that. Instead, what he's done is gone after Arizona for enforcing the law. 1070 simply codifies federal statutes, puts it in a provision to make it enforceable and compelling to be enforced. Sanctuary policies, by the way, most of 1070 is in effect today. You'll never hear that in the paper either. You'd believe that it's all set aside. There's 10 sections to 1077. 6 of those sections are in full force. The other 4 we will win. 2 at the 9th. The other 2 in the Supreme Court. It was written for that debate. We expected to be sued. I've been to federal court 7 times on Proposition 200. Simply about voting, protecting voting rights or welfare rights. Been to court 7 times. I've won 7 times. I've been to federal court 5 times on employer sanctions. We won 5 times. I just got sued on Proposition 100. Illegal aliens, constitutional provision can't receive bail to commit serious crimes. We were just sued on that. By the way, just had a landmark decision that we're okay on that one too. We will prevail on 1070. I know the left will come after us. I know they're going to sue. We know their strategy. It's to prevent any enforcement of our laws at all costs. We will win. We will continue to win. And California is also going to do the same thing. And they will prevail. We've already paid the cost. We've gone to court. We are winning. We will continue to win. And I'm grateful for those who have the courage to do what's right. You know, I'm a great studier of the Constitution of our Founding Fathers. I'm grateful for this republic. I've read about the real George Washington, the real Thomas Jefferson, the real Benjamin Franklin. I feel like I know Thomas Paine, who wrote Common Sense. Most of you know Give Me Liberty, Give Me Death by Patrick Henry, but very few probably have read the entire speech. When he talked about, when do you fight if not now, when? When you no longer can, when you're in chains? When do you fight? And I say to you, if not now, when? If not us, who? It is our duty. It is our duty. Our children, our grandchildren, our great-children have a right to expect the vigilance on our part to secure those God-given rights and the freedoms we enjoy in this republic, the sovereign republic, just like the sovereign state of California. It is our duty, and we will not shrink from that duty. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not attacked for this. You know, and let me tell you a couple of quick stories. While I was debating this issue back in D.C. before the Brookings Institute in 2004, again, the same debate. Those that would like comprehensive reform, amnesty, and those who believe comprehensive enforcement is the answer. And Arizona has proved, by the way, let me go through those statistics again real quick. We've saved over 500 million in K-12 declining population. Crime rates dropped 3 times that of the national average. Americans are getting jobs. Our borders are becoming more and more secure. 41070 went into effect. Over 100,000 illegals left the state of Arizona, according to the illegal lady in lovely Arizona Republic. So we know we're in. So this has been a long debate. Anyway, as I standing before the podium, literally standing on this debate, on the very issue, I was handed a note from my wife. Call home, emergency, immediate, critical. I called home, only to find out that my son had 2 boys in law enforcement. One had been shot. Was critically wounded to be in air back to hospital. So all the information she had at that time. So I'm arranging a flight home. And about an hour later, I catch up with her. I said, what news do we have, Glenn? She said, you're not going to believe this, Russell. He was shot by an illegal alien wanted for a homicide involved in drug trafficking. Apparently, only jobs Americans want to do. Well, I'm fortunate my son lived. It's not the case with everyone. His family could have been robbed of him. And I don't blame that young man. I'm not a hateful guy. Never have been. Am I happy that young man? Absolutely. Is he in prison where he belongs? Yes. Who I'm mad at is my government. That should have never happened. I stand side by side with the rest of the victims in this nation because government is complicit. Politicians who are weak-kneed and lack the courage to follow the law, defend American citizens, are complicit in the deaths, the maimings, and the billions of dollars in cost to the American citizen. It must end here.